What does the term compounding entail? What immediately comes to mind when you imagine the concept of compounding? Perhaps you're reminiscing about the basic math formula you've encountered in your not-so-enthralling class during your earliest school years, or perhaps you're thinking about a bank account loan. However, compounding goes beyond these mere interpretations. Compounding is essentially the unknown law governing the growth of money, the mysterious force that converts the smallest amount of cash into something exceptionally impressive. It is the reason the wealthy continue to prosper, and the reason individuals who appreciate time and patience can turn seemingly little steps into great accomplishments. Now here's the truth. Compounding does not function properly if you fail to respect the specific rules that enable it. Therefore, let's delve into these 35 laws of compounding, the fundamental principles that can transform your finances into something double following, which it'll double a second time, and so forth. Law 1. Control your emotions. Fear tells you to sell at the bottom. Greed tells you to buy at the top. Both will destroy decades of progress. The emotional investor is the broken investor. If you want compounding to work, you must protect your mind. Do not panic when the market dips. Do not chase when the market surges. Stay steady. Law 2. Knowledge makes you fearless. When you do not understand what you own, every headline makes you panic. But when you learn, when you understand why your investment has value, your mind becomes calm and steady. Then dips become opportunities for growth. Think of knowledge as armor, which keeps fear away and lets you act calmly when others lose their heads. Law 3. Accept some losses. No one escapes without scars. You will lose money at some point, perhaps due to a bad stock, a market crash, or a wrong bet. But the loss is not the end. It is the teacher. Those who learn, who write down what happened, who improve their plan, come back stronger. Every loss carries a lesson. Only those who ignore it fail. Law 4. Diversify wisely. Imagine putting all your money in one stock, one property, or one coin. If it collapses with it, you collapse with it. Diversification spreads the risk. Some assets may fall, others rise, and together they balance, even though the entirety of the investment may not do so. But be careful. Too much diversification weakens growth. Too little invokes disaster. Find balance. Law 5. Time in the market beats timing the market. Everyone thinks they can outsmart the system of buying low and selling high. The truth is, almost no one can do it. If you miss just a handful of the best days in the market, your returns drop in half. The way to win is to stay in. The longer you remain invested, the more chances compounding has to do its work. Law 6. Beware of silent fees. The fees. A 1% fee looks small, but over 30 years, it can eat away hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine earning 8%, but after fees, you keep only 6. That 2% loss compounds too, but against you. Always check the fees, as they are the termites of wealth. They eat all your savings, as we will see in Law 31. Law 7. Slow development is genuine growth. Everyone dreams of prompt money. Logic wins, crypto skyrocket overnight success, yet swift money usually fades away. Slow growth built on consistent habits and perseverance is the money that truly remains. Compounding isn't everything to begin with, however. Investing money that lasts is what really matters. Safeguard your initial investment. Initially, your first dollars are the most critical. They act as the seeds of your future forests, which you continuously pull out for somewhat insignificant pleasures. Taking care of your initial investment is essential. Once it is planted and nurtured, leave it to grow without interference. Law 8. Time serves as your ultimate ally. Every additional delay during your investment period significantly reduces the amount of time required for your money to grow to its maximum potential. A member who starts investing at 25, with just $150 per month, is more likely to achieve a greater financial outcome than someone who commences investing at 35, having doubled those initial funds. What sets compounding apart? The key lies in the fact that it demands time. Money needs room to thrive and extend its reach. Each delay in investing introduces additional years of potential growth that are forever lost. If you'd like compounding to ignite with explosive results, ensure you grant it ample time. Law 9. Taking small steps towards a big goal. A common misconception exists that a great deal is necessary to commence investing. Such views are flawed. Even a small amount consistently invested can be immensely powerful in the scenario where you allocate just $4 per day into an investment capable of yielding an annual return of 8.8% P. A sum, even when divided over 30 years, it equates to a staggering $180,000. The secret, as it turns out, is not simply the size of the initial investment, but the persistence it demonstrates. The most significant step you can take at this moment is to establish a YouTube channel. Law 10. Reinvesting all financial gains. Perhaps you've encountered instances where you thought you divided your earnings as a form of extra spending money, cutting short the initial growth of your financial empire. The truth of the matter is, the money you accumulate as a result of these regular investments acts as an additional force in your financial arsenal. Allow every soldier in your troop to defend themselves against adversity, and you will finally prevail over the war. Additionally, employ patience in getting to the crucial Law 34, which holds the most significance in all of these principles. Law 11. Every dollar matters. It is a simple yet powerful concept to remember that every single coin potentially holds value that could grow over time, especially if you take the necessary steps and compound it effectively. Every coin, regardless of its size, has potential to achieve great things, and it is crucial to treat them with respect and not underestimate even the smallest amount, because compounding does not care about the size of investments. It truly cares about maintaining discipline and patience. Law 12. Keep more and achieve greater wealth by being smart with taxes. Taxes are like speed bumps on the road to financial growth. But if you use retirement accounts, tax-deferred funds, or any other legal and ethical shelter, your money will grow without any significant delay. The longer you avoid taxes, the faster your progress will be. Think of these types of accounts as greenhouses where your money thrives without the constant storms. Law 13. Automate your financial discipline. It is wise to not rely too heavily on memory or willpower because life could pose obstacles, and fear can sometimes be a distraction that might hinder your progress. Instead, automate your financial decisions and your money's growth. If your bank automatically sends money directly to your investments, the choice is already made for you. Compounding operates most effectively when you eliminate any option to quit. Law 14. Compound everything, not just money, talents, or skills. Your personal growth, relationships, positive habits, and experiences all compound and have the potential to accelerate your wealth faster, more significantly, and continuously. Compounding isn't only confined to money itself, it is a fundamental law of life. By applying compounding to a wide variety of areas in your life, you will notice the rapid rate of growth and accelerate your wealth on a deeper and more extensive level. Law 15. Find your why and set clear and achievable goals. Investing for the sake of seeing higher balances isn't sustainable long-term. But if your financial goals are centered around freedom, helping your parents, or any other meaningful objective, nothing can come between you and achieving them. A strong why will fuel every investment. Law 16. Recognize and embrace the value of volatility. Markets can go up and down, but it is vital to remember that volatility is not a bug or malfunctioning system. In fact, it serves as a cost to achieve success. If the system were always stable, the profits would be incredibly small. Embrace the swings and use them as evidence that compounding is indeed a powerful force in your life. Law 17. Acknowledge that mistakes stem from ignorance, not lack of knowledge. Not learning about money, not educating yourself, and not seeking questions is a disastrous path that could cost you years of progress that you could have possibly built. Always remember that knowledge is a powerhouse that compounds, and that every single book, video, or lesson you take in adds to your wealth of knowledge and abilities. As you diligently apply these laws to your own life, you will soon start witnessing the power of compounding. The secrets to unlocking this powerful law lie in understanding how it all works and adopting these principles to enhance your life as a whole, bringing you tremendous financial benefits and fulfilling satisfaction. Law 18. The issue of ego is the enemy of your financial development. Each one seeks to be correct, to outdo the market, to brag about achievements. An ego driven by purchasing the hottest stocks and taking unnecessary risks, ego can be financially damaging. Humility proves to be very beneficial. The investor who acknowledges they don't possess all the knowledge, who adheres to a steady, planned strategy will consistently outshine the one who gambles unconditionally proudly. Law 19. Your living environment significantly impacts your future possibilities. You might possess the best investment strategy in the world, but if most of your surroundings criticize saving and celebrate extravagance, gradually you will drift towards their way of thinking. Your environment plays a crucial role in shaping your future. If your close friends thrive on a paycheck-to-paycheck pattern, constantly brag about expensive cars and clothes, and barely discuss aspirations, it becomes the norm for you to do the same. When copying others, it is easy to fall into the same patterns. However, if you gradually surround yourself with builders, investors, and individuals who consider long-term outcomes, it is not long before you too develop a similar mindset. By adopting and adapting to changes in the world, evolving markets and industries, as well as new emerging industries, it becomes essential for growth and success. Law 20. Adaptability proves to be a strength, not merely a weakness. Many individuals continue relying on outdated approaches because they once functioned effectively. That old-fashioned outlook becomes a barrier to their progress. The investor who adapts, who is observant of the changing landscape while skillfully pivoting, is the one who consistently keeps compounding sustainably. Flexibility is an extraordinary superpower that truly sets you apart. Law 21, celebrate small wins. Compounding feels invisible at first. You put in money month after month, and the account balance barely changes. This is where most people quit. They think it is not working. But the secret is to celebrate even the small steps. Saving your first $1,000, reaching 6 months of consistent investing, and sticking to the plan during a hard year. These small wins keep you motivated until the explosion happens. Without celebration, boredom kills discipline. Law 21, risk is required. No risk, no reward. No risk, no Ferrari. That's our home slogan as Forex traders. If you keep all your money in cash because it feels safe, compounding never starts. Yes, risk is scary. Investments can fall, but calculated risk you understand and prepare for, is the cost of growing wealth. It is not gambling, it is choosing opportunities with awareness. Stagnant money never multiplies. Brave money, smart money does. Law 22, reinvest dividends. Dividends are silent workers. They show up every quarter, small but steady. If you spend them, they vanish. If you reinvest them, they buy more shares, which earn more dividends, which buy even more shares. This cycle is pure compounding magic. Reinvesting dividends can turn average growth into explosive growth. It is like planting trees that drop seeds, and those seeds become more trees forever. And the biggest treat to plant now you will find in Law 31. Law 23, do not stop in tough times. The hardest time to invest is during a crisis, recessions, crashes, bad news everywhere. Fear tells you to stop. But this is when compounding gives its greatest rewards, because during downturns, investments are on sale. Each dollar buys more shares, more assets, more future growth. Those who keep planting during storms harvest the biggest crops later. Law 24, track your progress. What gets measured gets managed. If you never check your net worth, your contributions, or your returns, you are driving blind. Tracking makes you intentional. It shows you where you are winning and where you need to adjust. It also motivates you because you can see the slow climb, even when the number is small. Progress is proof. Law 25. Guard your lifestyle from all excessive expenditure. Lifestyle inflation is the silent killer of wealth. Each time your income grows, temptation whispers, get a bigger car, a bigger house, a bigger life. But if every raise goes to spending, nothing goes to compounding. Wealthy people are not the ones with the flashiest lifestyle. They are the ones who keep their expenses low and their investments high. Quiet money grows loud, money disappears. Law 26. Failures are the best lectures. You will make mistakes, wrong picks, bad timing, poor judgment. But mistakes are not proof that you cannot succeed. They are tuition. Every failure you study becomes wisdom. Every wrong move teaches the right one. Rich investors have long histories of failure. They just refuse to let the lessons go to waste. Law 27. Never sell in panic when the market moves against you. The market falls red everywhere. News screaming, disaster. Panic tells you to sell. Protect what you have. But panic selling locks in loss. History shows markets recover. Those who panic leave with wounds that never heal. Those who hold through storms often come out stronger. Selling should be a decision made with logic, not fear. Law 28. Align with your stage of life. At 20, you can risk more. At 50, you must protect more. Investing is not the same at every age. The young can afford volatility because they have decades ahead. The older investor needs stability because losses hit harder. Align your strategy with your season of life. Compounding works best when paired with wisdom about where you are, but know that there is no age to start your faceless YouTube channel. Law 29. Build multiple streams of income. One paycheck is fragile, lose it, and compounding stops. But when you have more than one stream, side businesses, dividends, rentals, and online work, you protect yourself. Multiple streams keep the engine running even if one dries up. The more streams, the steadier your compounding. Law 30. Eliminate debt. Debt is compounding in reverse. A credit card at 20% interest will grow faster than your investments ever can. Debt chains you. It steals your future before you grow. You must stop the bleeding, kill high-interest debt quickly, then let compounding work in your favor, not against you. Law 31. Use compounding to secure your freedom. The true prize is not just a big bank account. It is freedom. The freedom to walk away from a job you hate, to spend more time with family, to design your life. Compounding buys back your time. Time is the real currency. Money is only the tool. Law 32. Pass on the knowledge of compounding to others. Most people are never taught compounding. Schools do not teach it, and families often do not know it. That is why cycles of debt repeat. When you learn the laws of compounding, you have a duty to pass them on. Teach your children, your friends, and anyone willing to listen. Each person you teach creates another chain of growth that is a legacy. Law 33. Recognize the true value of your wealth. Flashing wealth kills it. Expensive cars, big houses, showing off, these are traps. Compounding loves humility. The richest often look ordinary because they keep their money working instead of spending it loudly. Quiet money compounds, loud money vanishes. Law 34. Protect what you build. You can spend years building wealth and lose it all to one accident, one lawsuit, one fire. Protection is part of compounding. Insurance, proper planning, and hedging keep your base safe. Without protection, you risk going back to zero. Build safety nets before chasing bigger risks. Law 35. Take profits wisely. Compounding is long-term, but there comes a moment when it is right to take chips off the table. Not out of fear, but because the gain can serve a real goal. Funding education, buying a home, and retiring early. Greed says, hold forever. Wisdom says, take what you need when the time is right. Law 36. Review and adjust. Set it and forget. It's a myth. Life as we know it constantly evolves, and our goals, as well as our perspectives, shift accordingly. You must constantly reevaluate, readjust, and reassess your progress. Regularly check if your path is still aligned with your destination. If not, rebalance it as needed to ensure the path remains functional. Remember to make sure your objectives maintain harmony with your aspirations. Law 37. Faith and truth make it real. This might be the most challenging of all the laws. At first glance, compounding might seem like an elusive concept, almost irrelevant to you. Your account's growth seems slow and uninteresting, making it almost pointless to continue. However, if you possess firm faith, if you're persistent in keeping the watering of the seed even when you see no actual tree growing, one day the same curve will undoubtedly bend upward. The seemingly disinteresting years transform, bringing your growth to an astonishing level. Faith acts as the anchor that keeps you long enough for the explosion to appear and flourish. Let this be the truth. After you've absorbed the 35 laws presented in this video, compounding is not a trick or a secret limited to only the rich. It's a proven law of wealth, and it's accessible to everyone. But most people cease to pursue it before the massive explosion takes place. They give up, they waste resources, and they succumb to fear, allowing the rich to gather wealth. The reason the rich end up getting richer is because they are patient enough to stay in the game and see the transformation from a small snowball into an enormous avalanche. Now, you have the knowledge of these 35 laws. They are simple, but they are a challenge to master. It's not about whether compounding will work for you or not, but it's about having faith and being able to let it work for you. Are you willing to start early, remain concentrated, and watch the explosion unfold before you? Or will you continue delaying and lose decades to the passing of time? I'm certain you have never come across Law 37, so don't hesitate to share this valuable content by liking, sharing, and sustaining. Thanks for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.